What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformer collectors, my Marvel Legend collectors, 1/12 scale collectors, statue collectors, die card cast collectors, whatever you collect. Shout out to you. And I've already done my video for November 2021, and it's the 5 things I like and didn't like about TFCon. Go check that out. But I had a little time today, and I wanted to talk some FansToys. It's nothing that serious. It's easy breezy. But I had some thoughts on FansToys, particularly their combiners. And with them doing reveals at TFCon, I'm going to kind of cobble that together with this too. And I just want to talk about my thoughts on the combiners and kind of give my opinion on the reveals they had at TFCon in Baltimore. So first, let's talk about the combiners. I think that there's been a lot of scuttlebutt, a lot of word on the street that they don't have it together, or they don't know how it's going to combine, or they didn't think about the weight when they built them. I just want to say to the collective community, are you out your minds? First off, you don't become a company as thorough, as diligent, as loved as FansToys if you haven't thought about that. This isn't their first, second, or third rodeo. They clearly in the past said they were taking their time before they did combiners. They want to get more experience. So I'm sure they've had experience with what they're going to do. I'm sure they have a version of this thing that combines with diecast, with all the other bells and whistles. I think the problem is, contrary to what the community thinks, I think they've already figured it out. I think the problem is price. I think they saw what x-transbots went through when they upped the price after quoting something to the community, and they were on record as saying that they're, this thing, for especially for the StunnerCons, it's supposed to come as a trailer. They were on record as saying it's supposed to be the same price as Motor Master. But we know because of COVID and everything, I think that that's not true. I think the price of this has probably doubled from 180 to like 350. And I think they're scared to kind of come out with that and know that the community will be like, what the F? Personally, I don't mind that, but I think that they know that how the community will feel. Plus, they also know their worth now. You know what I'm saying? Know your worth, King. They know their worth. So like, if you know your worth and you know that, hey, my products go crazy. If a regular figure is costing $220, you can go back and look at that. Their most recent pre-order was the Hannibal, and it's $225 or whatever. Then something that's going to be a combiner, I mean, theoretically should be double that, right? So it should be $450. And I think they know because of the materials. I think that they figured out that it's going to. I think their acoustic wave kind of shows you, and their drag strip, is that a lot of the joints are going to be die cast. I think this thing is going to be pretty. We're going to have this thing full. As much diecast, more diecast than we can believe. I think this thing by itself is probably going to be 5 pounds without the bots on it. I think they know that. I think they've made it more diecast. I think that they are not worried. I think they are cognizant of the price that they want to put it at, and that's why they haven't put it out yet. I think they're trying to wait for kind of global shipping to go down, prices to go down, so they can kind of release this thing at a more palatable price. Because I don't think they want to make the same mistake x-transbots made, where they quoted something and just upped the price. And the fandom wasn't ready for that. And you know how the community reacted when they saw the increased price in that combiner, in that StunnerCon combiner. But let's switch gears. Let's talk about some of the reveals at TFCon. First up is Outback. And I have Bad Cubes Outback, and he's okay figure, but this FansToys Outback look good. Of course, it's a heavy remolded brawn. But it looks like it's going to have its own kind of styling and details. I mean, what I'm interested about is to see how FansToys does the paint, because like he's a khaki color with brown, and to see what they do with the accents. That's probably the most interesting thing of it. Because we know this mold is flawed, and I'm pretty sure they won't fix any of the flaws from this mold. Or maybe it lends itself to being fixed. I don't know, but it looks decent enough or whatever. I think we could use an update for Outback. I think that if you want the definitive version of it, this will be the definitive version of it. So kudos to them for doing this. Next is Power Glide, and this is one that I'm not as excited about. Of course, it's FansToys, and I'm gonna get it, but I'm perfectly fine with DX9's Rich Toffin. You can go back. I did a 2MP and not 10MP, and it is an MP, and it was one of the higher ranking MPs to me. So, like, I mean, I think the most interesting thing about it is the alt mode. I think how they made it narrow, and then kind of how that's going to transform. I'm interested in that, but I don't think that this is that much more of an improvement over the DX9. Just like we were talking about acoustic wave earlier, like I don't think acoustic wave is that much more of an improvement over Takara. I think that this is a marginal improvement. So if you want to upgrade, upgrade. But if you don't, I'm not sure you'll be missing too much. Next, let's talk about that Chrome Dome, because I think that this is kind of an indicator of bigger things to come, meaning that they are going all in on headmasters and target masters. I'm hoping that this implies. Now, I wish that for the community, they would have done brainstorm first, just because the community, or highbrow, because the community need those. But they're doing Chrome Dome, and I think that the Make Toys one is out, and it's a decent figure. But I think that this will definitely be an improvement. Again, kind of, it's interesting because this and the Outback kind of have similar color schemes. It's brown with like khaki or tan or something like that, or cream, whatever. And so, like, I'll be interested to see the differences between those two in deco form. Like, well, will they have translucence? Will the accents be stuff like that? I'm sure it'll be the normal FansToys, high quality build, high quality material. And as always with headmasters and target masters, I hope they do a better headmaster. Like, I hope it's not just a big head hanging off the back of on the back of a human figure, human sized figure. I hope they actually take time and make the headmaster an MP2. But it looks good. Now, I think it's needed because I do think more people will kind of split on the Make Toys versus this, but it looks good enough or whatever. So glad they're doing it. Again, it's FansToys. I buy everything FansToys for the most part. And the final one is the Scourge, and this is the one. First off, they've teased this for like years now. They showed the silhouette like 3-4 years ago, and so like to see that they're finally going to do this, I'm definitely relieved. I think that you can get the main bad guys from season 3 in the movie, and you can have all FansToys representation. I know x-transbots has however many versions of their Scourge out, and it's a decent figure. I did a 2MP, not 10MP, and said it's an MP, but it's still, on my copy, the paint is, iffy at best. The feet were horrible to transform. The quality doesn't feel as good as not as figures today do feel. So I'm interested to see what FansToys do. It looks much more cleaner. Now, I will give x-transbots this. x-transbots, at least the real thing versus the render, looks way more interesting than FansToys. So I wonder, will FansToys add more line work, add some translucence, what kind of accents they'll have to make it look better. Because it looks almost too clean, like the wings and stuff like that. But the Almo looks good. The Almo looks better than x-transbots. x-transbots, it did what they're supposed to do, but the FansToys Almo actually looks better to me. So this definitely a replace for me, just because x-transbots sucks to me. But to wrap it up, let me just say the order of interest, how interested I am. I'm most interested in the Scourge, then the Chrome Dome, then the Outback, and finally the Power Glide. I'm just not as interested in the Power Glide because DX9's Power Glide is fantastic. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, thank you guys for watching.